English learners. Welcome back to Jay and May English Podcast, the podcast that helps you speak English more naturally, more confidently, and more like a real person in real life. I'm May.
And I'm Mr. J. Whether you're listening from your bedroom, your commute, your kitchen, wherever you are right now, we are so happy you're here with us today.
Okay, Mr. J, I have to ask you something before we even start today's topic. Did you sleep well last night?
You know what, May? I actually had a really strange dream last night. I dreamed I was late for something really important, but I couldn't remember what it was. I just kept running and running.
Oh no, I know that dream. That's one of those dreams where you wake up and you're like, wait, was that real?
Exactly. And you just lie there for a second trying to figure out, okay, is this real life or was that my imagination?
Yes, and sometimes the dream is so good you try to go back to sleep to finish it.
Oh, we all do that. We all do that.
Okay, so listeners, you already know what we're talking about today. Today's topic is talking about your dreams.
And we mean the dreams you have when you sleep, not your life goals. Although those are important too. Maybe that's a future episode.
Ooh, good idea. But today, we're talking about those crazy, weird, beautiful, confusing things that happen in your head while you sleep.
And here's why this topic matters so much for English learners. Dreams are one of the most common things people talk about in everyday conversation. Your coworker says, "I had the weirdest dream last night." Your friend says, "You were in my dream." You need to know how to respond, how to describe it, how to talk about it naturally.
Right. And if you don't know the words, you just kind of smile and nod and you miss the whole conversation.
So today, we're going to give you the exact words, phrases, and expressions to talk about dreams like a natural English speaker.
And if you stay until the end, we have a really useful vocabulary section with real phrases you can start using today, like literally today.
So stay with us. You don't want to miss that part.
And hey, if you're new here and you want to improve your English step by step every single day, hit that subscribe button right now. We drop a new episode every day, so you never have to stop learning.
All right, let's dive in. May, let me ask you, do you dream a lot?
Honestly, Mr. J, I dream almost every night, but sometimes I wake up and forget everything in like 10 seconds.
That is so normal. Scientists actually say that most people forget about 95% of their dreams within just a few minutes of waking up.
Wait, 95%? That's almost everything.
Almost everything, yes. So if you remember a dream, it means something about it was strong enough to stay with you.
That's actually kind of interesting. So how do you say in English that you had a dream? Like, what's the most natural way?
The most natural way is super simple. You just say, "I had a dream last night," or "I dreamed about something really strange." Both are totally fine.
Okay, that sounds easy. I had a dream last night. Got it.
Now here's the interesting part. A lot of learners say, "I saw a dream," because in many languages, that's the translation. But in English, we don't say see a dream, we say have a dream.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I saw a dream sounds wrong to a native speaker?
It sounds a little off, yes. Not terrible, but not natural. The correct way is I had a dream, or I dreamed about, or I was dreaming about.
Okay, good to know. I had a dream. I dreamed about. Perfect.
And if you want to describe what kind of dream it was, English has some really great words for that. You can say it was a vivid dream, a strange dream, a scary dream, or a wonderful dream.
Wait, vivid? What does vivid mean exactly?
Great question. Vivid means very clear, very real, very detailed. Like you could see colors, hear sounds, feel emotions. It felt like it was actually happening.
Oh, so a vivid dream is like almost too real.
Exactly. And people use this word a lot. I had such a vivid dream last night. It felt completely real.
I love that word, vivid. It even sounds clear and sharp when you say it.
It does, right? Language is beautiful like that sometimes.
Okay, so what are some other types of dreams we should know how to talk about?
All right, so the big one that everyone experiences, the nightmare. A nightmare is a scary dream. You feel fear, panic, danger, and usually you wake up with your heart beating fast.
Yes, I had a nightmare last week. I was being chased by something. I don't even know what it was, and I just couldn't run fast enough.
The classic chase dream. That is one of the most common nightmares in the world.
Really? People all over the world dream about being chased?
All over the world, yes. Dream researchers have found that certain types of dreams are universal, meaning people from different countries, different cultures, different languages, they all have very similar dreams.
That's wild. Like we're all connected somehow, even in our sleep.
Beautifully said, May. And another very common one, the falling dream. You're falling from somewhere, and then, bam, you wake up suddenly.
Oh, yes, and sometimes your whole body jumps when you wake up from that one.
That body jump actually has a name. It's called a hypnic jerk. It's completely normal. It happens when your body is relaxing into sleep and your brain kind of panics for a second.
Wait, hypnic jerk? That's a funny name.
It is, but it's real. Science is full of funny names.
Okay, so we have nightmares, falling dreams, chase dreams. What else?
There's also something called a lucid dream. This is where things get really interesting.
Ooh, what is a lucid dream?
A lucid dream is when you know, while you're still dreaming, that you are in a dream. You become aware inside the dream, and some people can actually control what happens in their lucid dream.
Wait, you can control your dream? Like you're the director of your own movie?
That's a perfect way to put it. Some people train themselves to have lucid dreams, and then they do things like fly or visit places or meet people they want to see.
That sounds amazing. How do you even do that?
There are different techniques. One simple one is, during the day, ask yourself, am I dreaming right now? Do a small reality check. Look at your hands. Check if everything looks normal. And if you do this enough during the day, your brain starts doing it automatically, even in dreams.
So you're basically training your brain to ask the question, and one day it asks the question inside a dream, and suddenly you're aware?
Exactly. You wake up inside the dream, and then you're in control.
This is where things change, because I always thought dreams were something that just happened to you. I never thought you could practice having a certain kind of dream.
Most people don't think about that. Dreams feel passive, like something your brain does without you. But actually, you have more influence than you think.
Okay, Mr. J, so how do I talk about a dream I had? Like, if I want to tell someone the full story of my dream, how do I do that in English?
Great question. So usually, when you tell a dream story, you use past tense. I was in a house. There was a strange door. I opened it, and suddenly I was outside.
Okay, so it's like telling any story, just with I was and there was a lot.
Yes, and a really natural phrase to start with is, so in my dream. That's a very common way native speakers begin. So in my dream, I was at school, but it looked completely different.
Oh, I like that. So in my dream, it's a smooth way to start the story.
And another one, it was one of those dreams where, it was one of those dreams where nothing makes sense, but somehow it feels totally normal inside the dream.
Yes, that's exactly what dreams are like. Total chaos, but inside the dream, you're like, yeah, this is fine.
Completely fine. A flying elephant? Sure. Your old teacher is suddenly your boss? Makes total sense.
Dreams are so weird. Okay, what about when you can't remember your dream? How do you say that in English?
Very simple. You say, I can't remember my dream. Or, I had a dream, but I can't recall the details. Or the most casual version, I woke up and it was gone.
It was gone. Oh, that's a nice way to say it. Like the dream just disappeared.
And it really does disappear fast, right? That's why some people keep a dream journal, a small notebook right next to their bed. The second they wake up, they write everything down.
Wait, a dream journal? That's a real thing?
Very real. Writers, artists, creative people, many of them use dream journals because dreams can be a huge source of creative ideas.
And I guess writing it down in English would also be great practice for English learners?
Now that is a brilliant idea, May. Write your dreams in English every morning. Describe the people, the places, the feelings. It's perfect writing and vocabulary practice.
I'm doing this starting tomorrow. Dream journal in English, let's go.
I love the energy.
Okay, wait, here's the interesting part I want to ask about. Why do we even dream? Like, what's the point?
Scientists have been asking that question for a long time, and honestly, there's still no single perfect answer, but there are some really interesting theories.
Like what?
One theory is that dreams help your brain process emotions. Think of it like your brain doing its nightly cleanup. All the things that happen during the day, the stress, the excitement, the worries, your brain sorts through them while you sleep.
So dreaming is like your brain doing its homework at night?
I love that analogy. Yes, exactly like that. Your brain stays up doing homework while you rest.
And we thought we were sleeping. Our brain is busy working.
Another theory is that dreams help us practice for real life, especially scary or stressful situations. Like if you dream about a difficult conversation, your brain might actually be rehearsing how to handle it.
Wait, you mean like dreaming about something stressful is actually helping you prepare for it?
That's the idea. Some researchers believe the brain uses dreams to simulate challenges, so you're more ready when they happen in real life.
That changes how I feel about nightmares, honestly. Like, maybe my brain is just trying to help me.
Maybe it is. Your brain is always on your side, even when it scares you a little.
Okay, that's actually kind of comforting. So, what about dreams that feel like messages? Like people say, I dreamed about this and then it came true.
Ah, yes, the prophetic dream idea. This is something that cultures all around the world have believed in for thousands of years. The idea that dreams can predict the future or carry messages.
Do you believe that, Mr. J?
Personally, I think sometimes our brain sees patterns and possibilities that our conscious mind ignores. And in our dream, when our guard is down, those ideas come through. So it might feel like a prediction, but it could also be your brain being smarter than you realize.
You mean like your brain already figured something out, but it could only show you in a dream?
Exactly. Sometimes the dream is just your own wisdom talking to you in a very creative way.
Okay, that's deep. I feel like I need to pay more attention to my dreams now.
And that's a great habit. Even just thinking about your dream for a few minutes when you wake up, it can tell you a lot about what's on your mind.
All right, let's do the vocabulary section because I know our listeners are ready for this part.
Yes. Let's break down some of the most useful phrases from today's episode.
Okay, first one. I had a dream. We talked about this. So simple, but so important. You say, I had a dream last night about an old friend.
Remember, not I saw a dream. We have dreams in English.
Number 2, vivid dream. This means a dream that felt very real and very clear. You say, it was such a vivid dream. I could see every detail.
Use vivid anytime you want to say a dream was super clear and real. It sounds very natural and native.
Number 3, nightmare. A scary dream. I had a nightmare and I woke up at 3 a.m.
And here's a bonus. You can also use nightmare in real life to describe something very stressful, like that meeting was a nightmare. It works both ways.
Oh, so useful. Number 4, lucid dream. When you know you're dreaming while you're still in the dream. I had a lucid dream and I chose to fly over the ocean.
Lucid is a beautiful word. It also means clear-headed or easy to understand. His explanation was very lucid. Same root idea, clarity, awareness.
And number 5. So, in my dream, the perfect phrase to start telling your dream like a story. So, in my dream, I was back in my old school and everything looked different.
These 5 phrases will take you so far in everyday English conversations about dreams. Simple, useful, natural.
Okay, recap time. Mr. J, can I try to summarize what we learned today?
Please, go ahead, May.
So today we talked about how to describe dreams in English. The basic phrase is I had a dream, not I saw a dream.
Exactly.
Then we learned different types of dreams: regular dreams, vivid dreams, nightmares, and lucid dreams.
Right. Each one has its own feel and its own word.
We also talked about why we dream, like how the brain might be processing emotions or practicing for real-life situations.
Good point. The brain is always working, even when we sleep.
And we learned how to tell a dream like a story, using phrases like, so in my dream, and it was one of those dreams where.
Natural, conversational, just like a native speaker would say it.
And we even talked about dream journals, writing your dreams in English every morning as a language practice tool.
Which is honestly one of the most underrated English practice habits out there. Highly recommend it.
I'm starting mine tomorrow for real.
And my final tip for today, don't just learn these words, use them. Tomorrow morning, if you remember your dream, describe it in English. Say it out loud to yourself. Write it down. Text a friend. Tell your story. That's how language becomes yours.
That's such good advice. The only way to make it real is to actually use it.
Language isn't just something you study, it's something you live.
Okay, before we go, we want to hear from you. Here is our question for today. What is the most memorable dream you have ever had? Was it a nightmare, a beautiful dream, a strange one? Tell us in the comments. Describe it in English. We read every single comment.
And if you found today's episode useful, share it with a friend who's learning English. You never know, it might be exactly what they needed today.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep dreaming.
Take care of yourselves, English learners. We'll see you tomorrow.